welcome back to today's summary video of the Arsenal save. If you're not sure what's going on with this yet, I've mentioned it a few times now, but we're doing live streams every day at 2 p.m. Until we get to the end of this series. We've just finished a session where we've rounded things off with beating Liverpool. But let's look at what happened in between that then. We went through 2 months of gameplay, October and the November, and you can see things have gone rather well, and hopefully if you've been watching live you know how well it's gone. You can see some really routine victories against the likes of Sheffield United and Bristol City, but some real standout results as well, not just the 2 games against Bayern Munich, in which, to be fair, it was a game which I thought we were going to get battered in. They scored after 3 minutes with a decent strike, and then 3-1 it was a score for a long time before a consolation Thomas goal got them a little something from the game. But I say a little something, a little bit of pride maybe, but nothing else. We took the 3 points in our Champions League group. Focusing on the Champions League and staying with it, a 3-0 home victory against them was far more routine. The entire defence playing absolutely phenomenally in that one. But yeah, the attackers not doing too badly either. And then more recently, just happened as well, Valencia 2-0. It's very frustrating. João Pedro, I didn't know about this guy, but I think he's probably one of the best wonder kids on the game. I don't know if you've got a João Pedro in your saves, but looks really good. It surprises me he's got so little caps for Brazil. He was absolutely fantastic. His record has been sensational for Valencia. Starts off at Fluminense. So if you've used him this season, maybe let me know how you've got on with him. He looks absolutely brilliant though. Maybe one to look out for our next year's game. So our Champions League group, to focus on that briefly then, you can see we're top of it. We will conclude this tomorrow. It's not a foregone conclusion though. We play Napoli on the final day, a side that have beaten us already in the Champions League so far this season. We're at home though, we're at the Emirates, and I'd give us a good chance of doing so. But yeah, it's very, very closely contested. Bayern Munich can still go out of the competition entirely if Valencia beat them and nick that 3rd position into the Europa League. So yeah, it's hotting up. We know that of course a point will be enough. That will put us ahead of Napoli. Even if Bayern win, we'll be up there, and we may even finish top as well after our head-to-head against them. So not too bad at all. As I say, focusing back onto the Premier League then, Sheffield United beaten early on away from home. Some of these games actually have been a little bit closer than you'd hope them to be, and I guess looking at that Burnley game, that's the one, isn't it? But a penalty shootout win over Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, that got us through that competition. We scored all 5 of ours. We brought on some penalty takers late on. That helped, and yeah, they all scored their penalties. We even had John Sawyer in goal, who doesn't really feature for me all too often, make a fantastic save to, of course, win us the shootout. So we go forward in that one. We will play Watford in the quarter-final. We play them in the league and the cup back-to-back. That always seems to happen, doesn't it? But yeah, that should be an interesting game. The quarter-finals, actually, are hotting up because the teams left in it, all the big sides last round, were knocked out. So we've got a real chance. That's a different year, Ben. Well done. In the 4th round, you can see the teams that fell. Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, all out of the competition. Spurs were out previous as well. So, yeah, only ourselves and Liverpool really, the considered like big teams left in this competition. You can see then Liverpool placed Leicester. Tough game for them. Watford, tricky-ish for us as well, but Nottingham Forest leads. A Championship side will be in the semi-finals, and League One Barnsley away to Bristol City, who are decent. Bristol City have 2 of our former players, Manny and Svoboda, both play for them. So, yeah, they caused us some problems when we played them. That brings us to the 4-1 victory. We're all over the place in terms of the league results I'm focusing on here, viewers. 4-1 against them. Manny and Svoboda combined to get the first, and then we ran out 4-1 winners. Looked really, really good in that one. Continuing forward, though, let's go back into November. 3-0 against Brighton. Really good result in that one. The Burnley 2-2. Oh, God, the Burnley 2-2. For those that watched it live, you'll know the frustration was very, very real. I thought we were going to get nothing from it. They scored after 50 seconds, I think it was, with their first goal. Then an own goal. So we still weren't playing particularly well. You look at some of our creative players in there. Really piss-poor performances, to be honest. Herrera on 53 got us the draw. We should have won it, though. We should have done more in the second half, especially. It didn't quite happen that way, though. Which took us away to Villa Park, of course, our former club. Randy Deckers came on late doors, 80th minute, last 10 minutes. I brought him on. He was struggling for fitness. I said, come on, Randy, come on. Produce a little bit of magic. I'd be remiss not to show you it. They went down to 10 men. Vergara, of course, former player of mine, got himself sent off. If we just pause this and put it into 3 dimensions, because it's well worth watching. It starts with a Villa throw-in. You're thinking, oh, goodness me, they're going to nab this. But no, Gentile claims it at the back there. And I did wonder whether the highlight would continue. And boy, did it. Szczesny plays a lovely ball forward. Lovely bit of control as well on this left-hand side as we continue to work it. Gibb now plays it inside. Knocked down. Deckers gets it back. Touch out of his feet. Bang. Into the top corner. Their keeper gets hands to it. But Randy Deckers, 93rd minute, gets the winner and keeps the dream of this title alive. I mentioned the Valencia game, not particularly good. And then quite a dull, really, 1-0 victory against Liverpool. Reece Nelson getting the goal in this one. We might as well show it as well. Why not? It was a free kick. He's had quite a few free kicks for us that he's not been scoring, but this one, very, very good indeed. And we beat Liverpool, who were a rival, still are a rival in the league this season. So now, 4 goals, the difference. With Manchester United, we have played 15 games now, so we're quite a way into the season. And we've just taken over Liverpool quite comfortably now after beating them. So that there's a real chance that the title could come our way. I just noticed there, by the way, Watford, who we have got to play twice. Tough game, very difficult. I wanted to avoid Liverpool in the cup draw, but yeah, Watford there, looking quite good, looking quite dangerous. So we'll have to be at our best to beat them twice, back to back. They've got Davi, of course, former player of ours. I forgot about that. Yeah. 13 and 14, having the season of his bloody life. Of course he is. Look, didn't do that for me, not even close. But there we are then. There's a little summary of what's gone on then. We'll look at players, shall we? How are they doing? Goal scorer-wise so far, Lahida, our attacking midfielder, is doing really well. System-wise, I don't know why I've not talked about this before. That's what we're playing, viewers. So we're doing all of this with this. So if you're not watching the streams, again, they're still available. There's a link in the description to the one that I've done this afternoon. And yeah, it's a 4-1-4-1, but with 2 shadow strikers and 2 wingers. I love it. It's really good fun. The only problem is we're not really getting enough goals out of our strikers. It's almost like there's too many players around him causing problems. But the amount of knockdowns we get, the amount of chances we get through that, he's fantastic. Oliveira has got 5 this year. Lahida's got 8. And this guy we got on loan from Real Madrid, Sandua. We talked about him last episode, of course. Yeah, absolute sensation. Really, really good. So if he continues to play the way he is, we can win this title, viewers. I believe it can happen. I'm confident it can happen. And there's still plenty of time for it to happen. Of course, tomorrow then we'll be playing through December and a little bit of the January period, maybe all of the January period. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We've got a little bit of money to spend, not a great deal, so the January might be more mundane than I'd hoped. But yeah, if you're looking forward to seeing that and if you've enjoyed this little summary video, make sure you like it before you leave, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more. There'll be a summary video after tomorrow's stream. 2 p.m. UK time, late in Australia, early in America. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.